I've been getting a lot of compliments on a couple of my videos where not only do I go check out these places on great foods, but I kind of do a little history on some of these places. I try to dig up a little bit to see if there's anything interesting in some of these locations. And need to say, this one I just went to was very explosive. It was I can't explain how unusual this story is. This place is called Hayden's BBQ in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and the story behind it is absolutely mesmerizing. And the food is right there with it. We'll get to the food in a second, but wow. Let's get to the story.
Roy and Lillian Hayden founded Hayden's BBQ in July of 1948. Prior to that, rumor has it Roy has learned his barbecue sauce recipe from a local Catholic priest, as well as purchasing the pink lemonade recipe from a vendor while visiting the Indiana State Fair. The barbecue sauce and the pink lemonades are made fresh every day, just as they were in 1948. As anyone who frequented Hayden's in the day remembers, Roy and Lillian were a lively couple. Roy ran things out in the front of the restaurant, and Lillian ran things in the kitchen. But things didn't always go smooth as they entrenched on each other's territory.
Them's fighting words.
I dare you to step over this line.
Okay, I'm a-steppin'.
Their contentious relationship resulted in many interesting stories about their arguments, from loud arguments to flying steak burger patties, ladders being kicked out from under one another, to swinging butcher knives. Everyone remembers Lillian was a heavy smoker. It was a sight to see how she could get the longest stem of cigarette ash to hang off the end of a lit cigarette dangling from the corner of her mouth, while all the time flipping burgers and building barbecues. In later years, when she couldn't stand to be separated from her little lapdogs, she kept one snuggled under her arm while working the grill, something that the local health department didn't shine to as they closed them down on several occasions.
I'm shutting it down.
As you could tell on that story, it was amazing on how they had the ability to walk away from a lot of these incidences. It was crazy, with the way the establishment came about, how they kept sticking it out, knowing day after day they're going to be battling each other. She had the kitchen, he had the front, worked out great, and the place is still popping today. I personally have never heard of this place, so I want to give a big thanks to a couple of good friends of mine named Matt Burnett and Noah Vandiver for telling me about this location. I've never even heard of them. It's amazing how this place has been there all these years, and I never knew it. And there's a lot of you that probably didn't know it existed either. Now you do. Now you know where to go to get that great history and all of this food. So let's talk about the food. One of the first things I ordered on the list was the one of the two things that they're real famous for: lemonade. I want that lemonade. Everybody raves on how great this lemonade is. So I told them that's what I wanted. To me, that was the greatest flavor I've ever tasted in a lemonade. It was smooth, good cherry form, good cherry flavor to it. It was crushed ice. It was absolutely delightful. That is an absolute must if you ever go to Hayden's. And you can check the comments out on their Facebook page. Everybody raves about that lemonade. And I'm not disagreeing. That was the best lemonade I have ever had. There was two appetizers we wanted to check out. One was the cheese balls. We wanted to see what that was like. Some people have decent ones. Some people have pretty good ones. We wanted to check it out. They were great. They were nice and soft on the inside with a good crisp crunch on the outside. They were actually very good. And one of the other things that we wanted to get as an appetizer, which is hard to find on any menu, we've gotten successful once or twice, but they're hard to find. Fried green tomatoes. They have fried green tomatoes, and they were delicious. Crispy on the outside, not much of a tart off of that tomato, just great. Love that fried green tomato. And some of the entrees we ended up getting, one of them was this. It was a bacon cheeseburger, which consists of chopped lettuce, chopped onions, pickles, some of your standard condiments as like maybe a mustard and stuff. It was a smash burger, and when they brought it to me, just the looks of it was beautiful. It stood straight up. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't messy like some places you go to, especially fast food. God knows what that looks like whenever they hand you a burger. They just slop it together and throw it at you and say, give me your money. None of these small places I go to do that. They like to present great food to you. This burger was just beautiful. Stood straight up. Bit into it, you could taste the crunch off of that onion, the crunch off that lettuce, that good flavor from that burger. It was an absolute when it comes to a burger. It was great. I can't argue with that burger. It was a great burger. But one of the things I was really interested in was that sandwich that they're infamous for. And it's a pulled pork sandwich, which is not a pulled pork sandwich. What they do at Hayden's, it's a smoked, full on the bone ham with homemade barbecue sauce that they mix in with the meat while they apply it onto your sandwich. And it is topped with dry slaw. This thing, you could taste the difference between a pulled pork sandwich and a Hayden's pulled ham barbecue sandwich. They're not the same. And I see why everybody loves this sandwich. You go to 10 locations, ask for pulled pork. What changes on everybody's pulled pork is their sauce, a particular sauce. This is not just the sauce. It changes the flavors and the style, everything about the sandwich. It's even the meat. The flavoring of the meat, the style of the meat, the cut of the meat, the saucing that goes on, or which is just light with a dry slaw. So you're not having a vinegar slaw. You're not having a mayo slaw. It's a dry slaw. That way, all of that barbecue sauce can soak into it and pull into the meat. So when you bite into it, you get the crunch of the slaw with the taste of that barbecue sauce and that great smoky ham form that comes out of it. This is different. You got to try Hayden's. Wife ended up getting what's called the Sunrise Burger. This burger is just cheese, bacon, and an egg on top of a smash burger. But the one thing that caught my attention immediately about this particular sandwich, not just the flavor. I mean, the flavor is, it's on another level. But the waitress asked her, how does she want her egg cooked? Most places you go to, if they put an egg on a burger, it's an egg on a burger. That's it. They fry up the egg, they put it on the burger, they hand it to you. This one, they actually ask you, how do you want your egg? She told them sunny side up. They put a sunny side up egg on there. So it's not just an egg on your burger. They actually ask you, how do you want it prepared? And that's how they bring it to you. That caught my attention quickly because you don't hear that. You don't hear of a location, a restaurant or a diner asking you that question. That was the question she was asking. It caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think. The flavor was great. It was smooth. It had a really good blend of flavors. It was different. It was not your standard bacon cheeseburger with an egg on it. This was different. And their barbecue sauce, one of the things that really stood out to me on this barbecue sauce is that it is homemade. This barbecue sauce, what makes it different is this. It is thick, really thick. And that was, it was mesmerizing. Whenever the wife grabbed her burger and she decided to dip it in there, it immediately formed itself around that burger. It pretty much didn't even drip. I mean, it was thick and it was hearty. She bit into that, and I tell you what, this is the end result. It was so good. We even walked away with a bottle of it ourselves. They have these in bottles for sale at their location. We couldn't leave without it. Absolutely delicious. I'd highly suggest you go to Hayden's and Poplar Bluff and grab you some of that. So the next time you guys go, I can't express it more. Pink lemonade. Get the pink lemonade. It's the original recipe. The beautiful thing about the pink lemonade is it's house made on site when ordered. It doesn't come out of a machine, doesn't come out of a can or a bottle. Homemade. And when you order that pink lemonade, have a seat, because they're going to make sure it comes out to you fresh, and wow, it's that good, man. So hats off to the crew of Hayden's BBQ. It is a fully female-ran establishment, and they've done a superb job on the service and the meals. You will walk out of there with a smile on your face. There's no way you're going to walk out there disappointed. While you guys check it out, I'm going to fire up my smoker, put me some briskets on there, because I think I got me the perfect barbecue sauce for it. I'll see you guys on the next one.